Unfortunately,
Mohammad Ezaz Khan to bowl his second. Nepal need a partnership and runs. Malla and Jora in the middle. Edged. And that should go towards third for a single.
Every run is important. Every run will be cheered by the spectators. Throughout this tournament, we have witnessed people coming in number and supporting Nepal team. A left hand, right hand combination out there in the middle for Nepal. Can he be the rescue ranger, Sandeep? Riding high on confidence after that 50 runs against UAE. But looking good is Azaz with the ball in his hand. In the air, just falling away from that fielder at square leg Nasrullah Rana. Good job done. Hong Kong China went on to lose the semi-final against Oman, wherein Nepal lost to their arch rivals UAE. Fighting for the third spot, Nepal and Hong Kong China. As of now, wicketless, Azaz. Cutter, change of pace, nicely done. Equally well kept by Zishan Ali. Extra pressure of losing those quick wickets, now clearly showing on Malla. Good captaincy, going with medium fast bowlers. We are into the 9th over. Still waiting for Ehsan Khan and the likes of Murtaza to come and bowl those overs, quick overs. You also need to keep an eye on the time. Just losing his shape. A good comeback by Hong Kong, the way they started in this tournament, especially after that loss against Saudi Arabia, but a good comeback, a strong comeback against Malaysia.
You got to really compliment the efforts put in by the ground staff. We've had non-stop cricket on 2 venues. As many as 23 matches now. 9 days of cricket. They've been brilliant. The Nepal crowd full of fervor and flavor. They totally enjoy their cricket, and irrespective of the situation, they always find a way to share a smile and laugh.
Knowing the outing out there are the spectators and the supporters of Nepal. Smart thinking, keeping towards that off stump of Malla. Another tight over. 4 back-to-back dot deliveries. 9 overs done. Nepal 53 for the loss of 4.
And for the first time in this innings, spin is being introduced. Yasim Murtaza will bowl the 10th. It's a deep mid-wicket, deep square leg, long on, long off, and cover sweeper in place. Short third, short fine, a backward point and short covers. Completes Good economy of 6.90 for him. That's been the story for Nepal this afternoon. More of singles, less of boundaries.
Indeed, losing those quick wickets forced on the back foot by the bowlers of Hong Kong, China, especially the power play, not going in their favor. Lost 3 wickets for the score of 36 at the end of power play. Nepal desperately need to build up a partnership here, Sandeep and Malla. Well negotiated, going down on one knee. Swept nicely toward the backward square leg region. Couple of runs. Smart piece of batting. Not trying to force onto the delivery. Timing has been impeccable in this short stay of Malla.
For Nepal, there's depth in the batting, but what they've missed in the last few games is the foundation on top. That's why they say in T20 cricket you have to have that one top order batting staying for a long time so that others can revolve around him, Mudassir. Their batting concerns on top has just exposed their run scoring in the middle. Yes, conditions have been a little tricky as well. But this is an important game. You want to get the third place, qualify for the Emerging Teams Asia Cup happening later this year. They have been the form side. They won the first 4 league games. They'll be eager to end it on a high as well.
Whether it's a longer format or a shorter format, it's all about how you get that start. Having a horrible tournament with the bat is Bhurtel. 3 back-to-back games without troubling the scorers. He was back in the hut. The poor form with the bat for Asif Sheikh continues. Nicely managed, quick eye deliveries. Swept fine, no chance for the fielder. A much needed boundary. A good looking shot. 4 runs and more runs for Nepal.
I'll tell you what, he got into a little bit of a tangle there while playing it. It was maximum risk and maximum run shot as well. Fairly understandable. Does that well. Much needed boundary here for Nepal. They'll need a couple more. The runs have dried in the middle. At the halfway stage, they haven't got many.
Goes onto the back foot. Nicely managed. So some runs in this over for Nepal. So far 9 runs in 5 balls. And all of a sudden, you can see that energy in the Nepal fans. Taking his own time, the left hand right hand combination doing well as of now for Nepal. For dot delivery to end the over number 10. Half of the overs done in the first innings. Nepal 62 for the loss of 4. It's time for the drinks break.
That's the tail of the tape thus far for Nepal. 62 for 4. Plenty to work with, but they'll need to finish strongly. I want 150 plus. And after, well, a bit of a nightmare for poor old Kushal Bertel. 3 consecutive ducks, 2 silver ducks, if you will, from the second ball, and 1 golden duck. 5 balls he's lasted and yet to contribute a run in the last 3 games. It can be very tough at the top sometimes. Big surprise for me, Sampal Kami at 3. Didn't get into it there with Monty Desai, but he's batted there 4 times in his career. He's averaged about 8. Very strange for me. Can understand it in an ODI when you've time to catch up, but Sampal Kami's not a power hitter, so not too sure. Maybe some muddied thinking after yesterday's defeat, and they'll have it all to do because Isan Khan has had an excellent tournament. He's been really, really good. 9 wickets to his name, and yesterday him and Yassim Murtaza, well, Oman couldn't hit them off the square. Nepal are going to need to find a way to score against the spinners here in the middle. Mudasser, very good afternoon to you. Good afternoon to everyone. It's not really going Nepal's way the last 38 hours, or 36 hours if you will. Can they turn it around now in this final 10 of the first innings as they take a quickly scampered 2? Good running.
All of a sudden this looks like a completely different team, finding it hard to build up those partnerships at top of the order. A shocking move by sending Sompal Kami at top of the order, not going in their favor. Instead of sending Sompal Kami, just wanted to know your thoughts if they could have gone with Gulshan Jha, left-hander, get some quick runs.
Yeah, look, he's had a really good time of things with the bat, isn't it? Funny how it works in waves. Couldn't buy a run 2 months ago, but he's been in good form here in Oman. Certainly would have thought that would have made more sense to me than Sampal Kami at 3. It's something that Monty Desai's used a bit in ODI cricket, and there you can get it. If the ball's nipping around, he's got a very good technique, but he's not going to score quickly. Career strike rate in T20I cricket, I think it's less than 120, 113 it is in fact. That's not what you want. You need to be scoring at more than a run a ball in the power play. You need to cash in when the going's good. And being honest, despite a couple of good overs from Ayush Shukla, the ball didn't move around a huge amount. Wasn't like yesterday morning where things were very tough with the 10 a.m. start. Very hot day, 2:30 p.m. It's probably a bit of an indication of a general lack of confidence in the batting, maybe with the exception of Asif Sheikh, who's had a few runs, Dipender Singh Airi and Gulshan Jha. Outside of that, there hasn't been a huge amount to cheer.
A couple of shocking things we have noticed: winning the toss and opting to bat first in windy conditions. Clearly the batters struggle against the likes of Ayush Shukla and Atiq Rahman. And Sompal Kami coming at number 1 position, not helping the cause of the team. It's a tough road, long journey in this game. 6 wickets in hand, but someone needs to fight with the bat.
And even Mala, who's got that remarkable career strike rate up over 170, he looks a bit shy of confidence, doesn't he? The modern T20 game is so much about strike rate, particularly when the batting conditions are good. They generally have been. They might be slowing down a touch now. It's not about your average. It's a very quick single dashed. That really isn't something you look at too often. But if you look at the leading run scorers in the tournament, as we get to the end of the 11th, 68 for 4. There's nobody from Nepal in the top 10. And that's despite the fact that many of those in the top 10 have only played the 4 group games. Nepal are into their 6th match now. And outside of Dipender Singh Airi, which is obviously bolstered by that incredible historic feat of hitting 6 sixes, there's nobody in the top 10 in terms of strike rate either from Nepal. I think they've bowled and fielded generally pretty well. They were excellent in the group stages, but a lack of runs, and particularly a lack of quick runs, has cost them. And look at that, much more like it. Kushal Malla hits it as clean and as big as anyone, and he loves left arm spin. This is not the right matchup for Hong Kong. Big one down the ground.
Good to see a counter-attack from Kushal Malla. First ball of the 12th over dispatched towards that long on region. Flight offered, quickly going down one knee, connects well. A maximum, a much needed maximum. Sit back-to-back maximums for Malla and Nepal. Miles up in the air, no chance this time. The fielder settling Nizakat could not get the distance. Malla departs.
Well, it looked like 6 more, didn't it, Mudassar? It was right into his favourite area. Maybe just off the bottom corner of the batter touch. Nizakat Khan very gratefully receives the catch, holds on to it nicely under a bit of pressure right in front of the Nepal fans that have come in today with that Australian technique. Malla the latest to go, gone for an unlucky 13. Nepal in further trouble. 74 for 5. Flexibility continues in Nepal's order. They're not going to go with Tapendra Singh Airee, who's batted at 6 for most of this tournament. He's not in at 7. It's Gulshan Jha, so Airee will at a minimum be number 8. I'm all for a little bit of innovation and a bit of flexibility, keeping the left-hand, right-hand combination together. But Airee hidden away down at 8. Well, not for me. He's been in wonderful form this tournament. Bat, ball in the field. He's been doing it all for Nepal. He may not be called upon till, who knows, 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th over now. Surely 17th over now. Surely you want to make more use of one of your big hitters.
Unable to digest what's happening here. Nepal, half of the side back in the hut. Got that maximum. Kushal Malla want to repeat the feat. Got hold at long on. Came into this tournament as a favourite, Nepal, but the top order could not fire for them. Straight towards the bowler. The spinner, the left arm orthodox, breaking that much needed, got that wicket. A partnership which was looking good between Sandeep and Malla. A good comeback by Yasim Murtaza in this over, going for a maximum, then a wicket, keeping things tight, going for just 8 runs in his second over. 12 overs done. Nepal 76 for the loss of 5.
A really interesting point you make there. Nepal coming into this tournament as favourites. Reigning champions, yes. Favourites for me, no. Not on the ICC T20I rankings, and nor in these conditions. I think UAE, Nepal and Oman are so tightly matched. I think it would have been hard to split any of the 3 of them. But were Nepal to lose today to a side ranked in the 20s to Hong Kong, finding all a tournament as Hong Kong have had in patches, that would be a big upset. That would be probably of more concern losing today for me than losing yesterday. UAE were exceptional yesterday. They got the best of the conditions and they outplayed their opposition. There wasn't much more to it. And that's why I'm a little surprised by some of the decisions today. If they stick with the same 11, surely you stick with the same tactics. Surely you wipe it out as a leadership group within Nepal and say, look, we were outplayed yesterday, we didn't play well enough, we got the worst of the conditions, bounce back today, sticking to the game plan. That won us the 4 group games. So I think some of the decisions today, I really hope they haven't been looking at social media, because there was some negative comments from some of the fans, and you can't win every game. You have to remember that. It's not possible in sport. It'd be no fun if you did. The despair of losing makes the joy of winning all the more tangible.
And this is how the fans of Asian countries are very emotional. And it's such a short tournament. Things are happening so quickly. There is less time for the recovery to go and understand what went wrong. But rightly said, if they stick with the same playing 11, they should have opted to go with the same batting order as well. Someone like Anil Kumar Shah, he could have been a very good option if you want to test someone in the batting department. Pratis GC, he has been left out in that semi-final against UAE. He bowled quite well in the last league game against Saudi Arabia. But as of now, Hong Kong, China, they are in control, they are in command. Another tight over from the experienced Ehsan Khan. With the dot delivery, 13 overs done, 80 for the loss of 5.
Yeah, for me, I know there's been lots of calls on social media for Anil Shah to get into the team. I don't think he's done enough yet to force his way into the T20I side. He may well play a little bit against the West Indies A in that 5-match T20 series. It'll be in Kathmandu starting next week. But he's only played 2 times in his history. The runs that he got and the weight of runs forced his way in the ODI game. So if you're sticking with the same 11, the concern for me wouldn't be the lack of players in it. It's Kami at 3. It's down the leg side, gets it round the corner. Not sure it's come off the bat, but either way it's going to be 4. It's actually leg buys. Thought it might have been just a flick of the pad. Much needed runs. The scoreboard, it needs to get going here for Nepal.
Using that pace of Murtaza. The left arm orthodox, it's always tough to bowl to a left-hander. Coming into the left-hander, nicely managed. And he knows exactly where the fielders are stationed. Putting it away from the reach of the fine leg. Good start to this over.
Tossed up and well, he took the bait, didn't he? But couldn't get it out of the screws. Good throw. Had in a little trouble, but that was very difficult for Zishan Ali to collect. What a gun arm Nazrullah Rana has. That was like a bullet.
He took a chance, Gulshan on his arm. But luckily, not collected cleanly by the wicket-keeper. Trying to go big, not connected well. And look at that throw coming in from Nasrullah. One bounce straight towards the wicket-keeper. One more time. Yes and no, mix-up. And the wicket going down. Sandeep Johra, he was sent rightly back by Gulshan Jah. A big mix-up.
Well, poor old Sandeep Johra here. There's nothing he could do, and you feel sorry for Gulshan Jah. They pushed hard for 2 again. The problem was Gulshan Jah has slipped. Johra's dive to try and get back in, I don't think has saved him. Now, we might need to see the reverse angle to make sure the bails have been broken cleanly with the ball in his hand. But Johra clearly short, isn't he? What you might not have seen at home is that Jah turned quickly for 2, but he stumbled. He ended up falling entirely. He screamed out to his partner to turn, but, well, Johra's done everything he can, but it's too late. He's gone for all money. The 6th wicket's down, and Nepal are now in all sorts of trouble. Well, I think that's the wrong light. I'm just going to get that checked. There it is there. So it is the red light. Just a little twitch of the fingers led the wrong button being pressed. It will bring about the dismissal of Johra. It's 87 for 6. Dipendra Singh Airi in with the best part of 6 overs remaining. Amazing strike rate, up over 200 in this competition. He'll get off the mark with the... Oh no, it's going to be 2 and 2. Well, you're not going to believe this. It's calamitous stuff for Nepal. Airi said yes, then he said no. The first run out was unfortunate. Well, this one, it's a howler. It's an absolute shocker. And Gulshan Jah is the latest to fall.
Oh, what have you done here? Gulshan Jah first, it was Sandeep. Now, yes and no between Singh and Jah himself. tap and straight away going for that run. Making no sense. Why give away your wicket for just a single? Excited Yasim Murtaza. Back-to-back wickets going down in the shape of run out for Nepal. Run ball 6. Feeling the heat, under pressure. The batters of Nepal. It's 87 for the loss of 7.
Karen KC, the new man to the crease, he's at the non-strikers end. Dipender Singh Airi, well, he's sold Gulshan Jada in the river there, isn't he? And now, this is a very invidious position that Nepal are in. Irie gets off the mark with a single around the corner. End of the 14th, 88 for 7. Okay, 6 overs remaining. Ihsan Khan into his third. He'll relish this situation. Oh, it could have been number 8. It should have been all the 8s on the board, but he's put it down. Nepal are rattled. They are staggering around the ring right now, sadly, for them and their fans. And Hong Kong had a golden chance to take the 8th.
Going straight towards the bowler. There wasn't a chance for Ihsan Khan. Put down, survives Dipendra Singh Airi. Something positive for Nepal. 89 for the loss of 7. Current KC on strike.
Well, full commitment at the tender age of 39 and a smile on the face of patting the back too for Dipender Singh Airi. We heard from Monty Desai there in the flash interview. Really appreciate him talking to us right in the middle of a crunch game for his side. We heard from him talking about the cutthroat nature of the associate game, as this time they will get the single. It really is brutal out there, but as a consequence the players empathise with each other, and off the field they're all great friends.
And this is the age at 39 where you want to show you are still young. You want to show everyone that you can put those extra dives. Showing full commitment is Ihsan Khan. Back-to-back dives coming in. Sensible here. Those 2 run-outs back-to-back in the previous over. Denting the hopes of Nepal to go beyond 120, 130. The likes of Sandeep, who was looking good. Then Gulshan Jha. It all depends on this Hulk, Karan KC, and his partner Dipendra Singh Airi. The batter misses, so is the wicket keeper.
Yeah, byes given. I think Ihsan Khan's trying to make out he could have had another wicket, but here's the run-outs. Let's get a look as we get to the end of the 14th. It's, I believe, 90 for 7 now. We'll get that checked. There's the first one. You can't see the slip. It's off your screens. But Gulshan Jha, well, he just fully collapsed, didn't he? And then Murtaza, look at him. He's pumped up as the latest one goes. Believe it's 90 for 7, but we're going to need to get that checked because there's a disparity at the moment with the local scoring, which says it's actually a ball to come in the over. going to have a bit of a break in play here because I was pretty sure it was 5 balls in the over. There's all sorts going on here with the scoring. And the umpires, I think, have just realised it too. So Isan Khan's going to have to go back and bowl the final ball of the 15th. Yeah, a little bit of confusion. We make the score 92 for 7. And so too does Cricinfo. So we'll stick with that at the moment. The home scoreboard is 87 for 7. So a little bit of everything going on here on third place playoff day. 5 ball over, correctly not called. Well done to the reserve umpire for stepping in. Make sure that Nepal get their full allocation. 1 ball left, Mudassar.
Unexpected things happening in this game. First, Nepal winning the toss and opted to bat first in the windy conditions, then sending Sompal Kami at top of the order. Back-to-back runouts. Oh, taking their own time. Wanted to make sure whether it was a 6 balls over or 5. The on-field umpire waiting for the confirmation from the match referee here.
Yeah, I think in fairness to the umpires, what's happened is this often happens with a run out. You have to remember you can score runs and have a dismissal. So that they were attempting the second, they did get 1. So that the home scorers were still catching up with that. They are now catching up. And here comes what will be the final ball of the 15th. They were probably deceived by what was on the board, thinking there was only 1 ball to go. Anyway, all's good in the end. We won't just have an extra ball, we'll have an extra 2 balls. That'll be a wide.
Bit frustrated, bit furious, Ehsan Khan. Extra legal delivery for Dipendra. Can he get a maximum here?
No, it'll just be 1 extra run today. Nepal will get us to the end of the 15th. The score across everywhere, we're all in agreement now. Happy days. 93 for 7. So what can Nepal do with the last 5? I'm joined by Pranav Mehta to guide you through it now. Pranav, a little bit of a feeling of something of a hangover from yesterday for Nepal in particular. Very difficult to raise your game for what is a big contest after the disappointment of the defeat for both of these sides yesterday.
For sure, Andrew. Just cannot be going down on your shoulders. Just can't be having your head down. These are professionals and this is a big stage for them. And look at that prize. The qualification to the emerging cups. You can't be losing out so early. At the time, they're just trying to get something on board with which they can put up a fight. But Andrew, one thing that Nepal would be looking to consider moving ahead is their top order. They need to get somebody with that power, that all-power game, something like Nasim Khushi, which can dominate that power play.
Yeah, look, Kushal Bertel's a very powerful player. It's lots of 6s. Just having a lean trot, it happens. Thanks to Sabas Mungane for this stat. First 29 innings, no ducks, 5 in the last 13. That's cricket. That's T20 cricket in particular. You're a little bit like the death bowler in the bowling side. You're either hero or villain. You either score very quickly in the power play when the going is good, or you can be dismissed early. Still think he's a cert at the top for me as we get through a very quick over. Just 4 singles from it. And it will end Yassin Mirtatz's spell. Economical as always. Excellent figures. 1 for 25 for him. It's 97 for 7.
It does not matter where you are in this world. Stay connected with us. You need to unlock cricket. And you can do that by downloading our app, whether on iOS or Android platforms. We are there. You can also do that by logging on to www.asiancricket.org. Lot of updates, lot of live action, and everything related to the Asian Cricket Council.
Big question is, which are you on, Pranav? I don't know. You look like an iOS man to me. We'll gauge your reaction in a second. 5 bowlers used. No sign again of Nazrul Rana, which is a surprise for me. I thought he bowled well in the penultimate over yesterday. Hasn't had his chance yet today, and I think they're going to stick with Isan Khan. This one's smashed out to deep backward square. There is Rana. No bowling for him yet. What a bullet arm he has, though. Come on, which are you on? Android or iOS? Are you on both, are you?
Android all the way. Never just moved on to iOS. Just got stuck.
Well, it's taken 8 days of the 9-day tournament. We finally agree on something. Finally. Day 8. Myself and Pranav Mehta actually agree on something. This is going to be gone, surely. It's almost a celebration appeal. Karen Casey got stuck deep in the crease, and Isan Khan, well, hasn't he deserved that? It's his 10th wicket of the tournament. He's as good as he's ever been. Karen Casey, plum.
The lad is aging sweet. Isan Khan, what an incredible delivery. Turning a mile on this occasion. And Karan Casey, never in the mix of things. This is going to be trouble times for Nepal as Karan Casey departs for 3 of 7. 98 for the loss of 8, Nepal.
Lalit Narayan Rajbanshi in at number 10. He's promoted up the order ahead of Bahara. I think was at number 10 yesterday. Problem for Nepal is picking Rajbanshi and Bahara. Not that in a T20I it should be up to numbers 10 and 11 to make runs. It does certainly leave a little bit of a tail. No heroics from Karen KC to date, unlike yesterday where he batted nicely. Now the problem is it's really last chance saloon for Nepal with Dipendra Singh Airi. May not even get past their total of 119 from yesterday.
You never know. You never know with that man. Still in the mix of things. Dipendra Singh Airi, he's a hero. He's a superman. He can do anything that's on offer. Off the outside edge, and that is what will get Dipendra on strike.
Dominic will target these 2 balls from Isan Khan. As they were yesterday, the 2 spinners close to untouchable in the middle. I was actually having a chat to some of the Hong Kong team out there before the toss saying, did you not have a 3rd spinner you could have turned to? And Babar said he couldn't remember the last time he'd bowled. He used to bowl some off breaks. Izakat Khan, he bowled a few leggies, hasn't bowled in a long time. And Ansem and Rath's bowling is all but gone, so they didn't have a 3rd spinner to turn to. But these 2, they've done the job again, haven't they? Combined figures between them of 8 overs. 2 for 42. Exceptional. Murtaza and Khan, very impressive. The 100's up, 100 for 8. Faizaz Khan probably come in and bowl some cutters, you'd imagine, with the way the surface has just started to wear. So I think credit to Nizakat Khan. He's really learnt from yesterday, and in a funny way, having bowled and fielded so well, well, didn't field particularly well actually, having bowled so well yesterday afternoon, being asked to come and bowl again, that's slightly played to their advantage. I thought it might be a bowl first kind of day. Rohit Paudel saw it differently, and barring something miraculous from Dipender Singh Airi here, even 120 could be a stretch from here. Big swing and a miss. Another dot ball, pressure builds on Airi.
They would believe in their bowling, wouldn't they? Hong Kong, China, with the way they bowled yesterday against Oman, almost made a game out of nothing, defending 131, and they did push Oman to the limits.
Picked up, man out there, goes over his head. Finally something for the few dozen Nepal fans, the tragics that have come in today, credit to them to cheer. It's that man again, it's Dipender Singh Airi.
The Superman has continued to get things done. If you're a superhero, you shine alone, and that's what Dipender Singh Airi has been doing here on his visit to Oman. He's been shining, and he's been shining alone. Some troubled faces here from the Nepali fans.
Got to give that man in the sunglasses a shout out. As Airi slashes this away for a single that he's going to turn down. That's how much confidence he has in 10 and 11. He wants to face every ball he can. The gentleman with the Nepal flag. He had the Nepal flag for the morning game with a Nepal shirt on. Then he disappeared out to his car in the break between the games, brought back an Oman flag and an Oman shirt. So he's lived here for the best part of a decade. He says he supports both countries equally. This is very stylishly driven. What a stroke, 4 more.
Incredible. Dipender Singh Airi. Everything that comes out of his bat is nothing less than a gem. Strikes it clean. And a little bit to cheer for as the Nepalese fans see their favorite superhero shining and shining bright. Dipender Singh Airi, what a player. Incredible striker of the cricket ball.
Has to be a single here, doesn't it? No one from Hong Kong's in saving the single. So look at that, Airi will just pat it out into the offside. He'll have 12 balls to work with. Can he somehow drag Nepal up to 130, 140 in a dream world? That'll give them something to defend. It's a Nelson, 111 for 8. Nazrul Rana bowls a penultimate over again. Only bowled 1 yesterday, will only bowl 1 today. Hits the block hole nicely, but he'll have a bit of pace for Airi to work with. Man in the circle at mid-off. Is that where Airi will target? No, goes to his favourite cut shot, misses out. 2 in the deep on the off, 3 in the deep on the leg.
Specialist bowler to be bowling the second last over. That's how Nazrul Rana plays for Hong Kong, China. Just bowls that 1 over. They need the wicket of Dipender Singh Airi, Hong Kong, China. They want to conclude this very quickly.
pulled away. Now, has he found the gap? Oh, yes, he has. It's another boundary. Dipendra Singh Airi will not stop fighting. The three-dimensional cricketer, the Tiger. Well, he's standing tall amongst the wreckage of a very difficult day.
Superheroes fly alone, and that's exactly what Dipendra Singh Airi is doing here in Oman at the Oman Cricket Academy, flying solo, and he is flying that Nepalese flag all alone. What an incredible performance here.
Down the track, slashed away. Straight to the man though, and he turns down the single. They almost ran halfway up, shook hands and ran back. End result to be a dot ball.
Incredible, incredible from Dipendra Singh Airi. The way he's striking the ball, he would have certainly felt that if there was a little bit of support. 140, 150, 160 was on the cards. Needs to bat a little higher. So often he's left alone.
Short third comes up into the circle and long off goes back. Might have been the area where Airi would have liked to go. Ball into the block hole, almost tries to get the helicopter out. Taking the single, they won't get the second. Now, well, Raj Banshi's probably got a job to do. What will the discussion be that Dipendra Singh Airi's coming down to have with his number 10?
Cannot have a big swing. Lalit. Because what that does is, if he misses out and he walks back, the number 11 stays exposed with one delivery in hand. So he needs to be smart enough to play this delivery out. A single would be ideal.
Short and wide will be a wide. Just wonder, would Airi have been tempted to try and scamper through there? He's so quick, he would have got there, I think. Yeah, it's been a difficult day. Credit to Hong Kong, they've bowled well again, haven't they? Just think back to that Oman clash yesterday. 3 drop catches I made it. It could have been 4 depending upon how you look at it. A couple of missed run out chances. Lucky Bilias rescued the day yet again for Oman. They've had a funny tournament, Hong Kong, haven't they? They really, by all rights, shouldn't have got through the group. But now they could well be looking at 3rd place.
It's the seniors who've come to the party. The captain Nazakat Khan, the powerhouse Babar Hayat. They've stood up tall when it matters the most. And what an incredible knock that was from Babar Hayat in the final group stage match for Hong Kong, China.
So Airi will be happy with the single. I think he'll try to face all 6 balls come what may in the final over. Well, he'd love another 36, but he'd take even half of that 18 to get them to 137. And it would be really thanks to Airi they've got there. 119 for 8.
If you look at that batting card, it's trouble times. A lot of players got their starts, but nobody able to convert. And when your number 7, number 8 batter is your top scorer, Dipendra Singh Airi, you'd want him to come in a little earlier. Wouldn't you, Andrew?
Yeah, big time. 2 things stand out there for me. 1, why is Airi at 8? And 2, again, 5 batters getting to double figures and no one's made more than Airi's 24. Get a start, you've got to cash in. It'll be Aizaz to bowl the final. Nails the block hole. Really good skills. He was exceptional yesterday, wasn't he? 3 for 16 from his 4 overs. Wicketless today, but that's a really good start to the final over.
Not one of the quickest, but certainly one of the smartest. Uses his variations to his advantage. Does have a very good slower delivery. The line length which he picks is spot on. Intelligent cricketer as us. That'll work. Outside edge. Will travel to the boundary. Any runs whatsoever, Nepal will be cheering for that. And it's all coming from the bat of Dipendra Singh Airi.
Yeah, last man standing, isn't he? In a big way. 45 on the back and 4 more to the name. Was that off cutter? Look at the amount of air. Mahendra Singh Dhoni, eat your heart out. What did he make? 28 off 8 last night or something like that. Nowhere near as many here today, understandably, but they're still roaring to the heavens. 4 balls left. Oh, big swing and a miss. Don't think any contact with that. Zishan Ali is interested. Not out the decision.
3 balls to go. Need a maximum here. Need a maximum. It's a desperate call for a maximum here. Can he do it? 28 of 26. He's been held on from attacking, courtesy of those wickets falling on the other side. Now can he capitalize?
Into the slot and smashed well out of the ground. Go and find it, because it's Dipendra Singh Airi. Up to his heroics in the final over again. Disappointed Hong Kong fan there in the crowd. Airi is just, and only just, keeping Nepal in this contest.
It's never desperate times for Nepal till Airi is in the middle. You just need to demand. That's exactly what we did. Demanded a maximum. Delivering is Dipendra Singh Airi. What an incredible strike. And it's one of those tougher sides to clear the boundary. It's a big boundary and he clears it at ease.
Into the slot again. Well, just look at that. That is massive. It's gone miles, clatters into the media centre building that we're in. Airi, well, simply awesome.
Man of crisis. Dipendra Singh Airi, colossal that is. Incredible strike. Right on the 3rd tier of the media centre. What an incredible strike. What a time to get those runs. Nepal up to 135. Can they get across 140 with a delivery to go?
Well, I'll say it one last time. How is this man batting at number 8? He's your in-form player. He's rescuing Nepal here. And he's going to smash this last one away for 4 more. Well, the final over goes for 20. Dipendra Singh Airi makes 44 not out off 29, and all of a sudden the game has a totally different complexion thanks to one man. It's the one, it's the only, it's Dipendra Singh Airi.
What an incredible performance from Dipendra Singh Airi, getting 44, but most importantly batting solo. He was out of partners, he was out of recognized batters, and one-handed solo he's got Nepal to almost around 140. Game on, isn't it, Andrew?
From nowhere, it's game on. Nepal, being honest, well, they were dead and buried for much of this first innings. Those consecutive run-outs, hugely costly. The first one unfortunate, the second one, well, calamitous in nature. Nothing that Jora and Ja could have done. It was just a slip, a piece of misfortune for Gulshan Ja. But the very next ball, Airi, it was that sold Ja down the river to be run out for 6. He's made real amends, though, with 44 off 29. To maybe not get them to par. We think 150, maybe 160 is what you want on this surface, but it will keep them in the hunt. If they bowl and field well, they'll always field well. If they can bowl well, it could be game on.
If you're talking about the bowling card, they were spot on for majority part of this first innings, except for the final few deliveries when Dipendra Singh Airi took them apart. Ayush Shukla, definitely the bowler of the afternoon. 3 for 17 for him. Wicket apiece for Atiqul Rahman, Yasir Murtaza and Ahsan Khan. The spinners did pull it back for Hong Kong, China, but credible finish from Dipendra Singh Airi.
So that was the start. Let's look at the highlights. Little outside edge, wasn't it? Poor old Kushal Bertels had a horror run. Duck, duck, duck. And then some runs came before, well, Sampal Kami promoted up the order. Couldn't quite believe my eyes. I thought there was an error with our graphics at first. There was a few flourishes from Rohit Paudel, who played nicely, including cashing in on a couple of free hits before Ashif Sheikh was caught by Nizakat Khan for 5 from 11 deliveries. And then look at that. Well, it was as plumb as they come, wasn't it? Paudel trying to work it into the leg side. It brought Jora and Mala together. Mala unleashed one monstrous one, but he tried to do the same from the next ball, and he was caught out.
One shot too many. That's exactly how you want to put it as. And that certainly started the trouble. Yes, they were trying to go after the bowling at regular intervals. That's exactly where this run out came in and broke their back. This is, in my opinion, is where all the trouble started for Nepal. Yes, they were struggling prior to that, but back-to-back run outs, and they were in no sorts whatsoever.
Yeah, they were in huge trouble there, weren't they? 87 for 7, and then that became 98 for 8 with the dismissal of Karen KC. But Irie, with 4 4s and 3 6s, has kept Nepal in this contest. Some conventional strokes, then some real power, and some quality at the end. A couple of 6s after this were 2 of the shots of the day. That one, maybe one of the shots of the tournament. Audacity at its best, and then those fast hands to get Nepal almost kicking and screaming up to 139 for 8. Will get us to the halfway stage of our coverage. It'll be 140 to win. Remember, there's a place at the ACC Emerging Teams Cup on the line here in this third place playoff. It's a big prize getting to go and play the A sides of all those test nations. And Hong Kong, they'll need 140 to win, but it's Nepal that have taken the momentum in. Do come back and join us inside 10 minutes time for all the action from the second innings. It's third place playoff time here in Muscat, and Hong Kong will need 140 to win to round out their campaign on a winning note and also take that critical ACC Emerging Teams Cup spot. Nepal have only got to that 139 thanks to, well, a quite sumptuous finish. Dipendra Singh Airi, he's at it again, isn't he? He's hitting the headlines all around the world with that 6 sixes. And thanks to a stunning little cameo, 44 of 29 deliveries. Nepal have life, they have hope. By no means what to hear, heroic innings from Dipendra Singh Airi. Andrew Leonard here with you, but I'm just keeping the seat warm for a moment. I'm going to pass over to my two good friends who'll guide you through. Over to Pranav Mehta and Mudassar Ali as Yasin Murtatse it's going to be to open the batting for Hong Kong.
Thanks a lot, Andrew, and you have been our rescue rangers for the past 1 week, 10 days time. So match on, it was an incredible knock from Dipendra Singh Airi rescuing Nepal to start the proceedings with the ball. Karan Casey, 4 matches, 3 wickets to his name, an economy of 7.8.
In big games like this, you want your heroes to be standing up and standing up tall. And for one final time, Nepal would want Karan Casey to come strong and come really strong against Hong Kong, China.
Yasin Murtaza down the leg, half stop, but making sure to save 3 runs for his team. Asif Sheikh, not a very good start from Karan Casey.
Finally some shape for Karan Casey. That's been missing throughout this entire tournament. And finally there is a little bit of shape. They've got that 1 run, but something in positive for Nepal here.
It's all about the momentum at the end of the first innings. Out of nowhere they got 139. Lots of positive for the fast bowlers as well for the spinners of Nepal. An ordinary delivery and ordinary shot from Anshuman Rath.
What Karan Casey should realize is that Anshuman Rath hasn't been amongst the runs in this tournament, and that's where he should fancy himself of picking up a good delivery, a gem of a delivery, a jaffa of a delivery that can give him a lot of confidence, and suddenly he can look like a very different bowler.
Indeed, a lot depends on these initial overs of the second innings. Nicely bowled, well played, and good piece of fielding. So overall, good piece of cricket we are witnessing in this game. But once again, showing his class in the first inning, Dipendra Singh Airi. They were in a trouble, they were in a bit of bother to bundle up below 120, but what a knock we have witnessed, Pranav.
Believe it or not, Mudassar, Andrew and I were commentating, and that's where we were discussing that if Nepal gets to 120, that'll be game on. And look where they are, 139, courtesy of Mr. Dependable. In the air, over the top, runs and runs for Yasin Murtaza. Never look to keep it down. He's a makeshift opener and he's expressing himself on the very first delivery that he faces.
First boundary for Yasin Murtaza and first boundary for Hong Kong. 2 left-handers, top of the order for Hong Kong, China. A bit full, and look at that class of Yasin Murtaza. Impeccable timing going over the short mid-wicket. Lightning outfield, helping Murtaza and Hong Kong, China to fetch those 4 runs.
This is exactly how you want to be batting when you're batting right at the top in the shortest of formats, the T20. And this all important and incredible tournament. It's the men's T20 Premier Cup, the big stage. And it's also the gates. Incredible swing, incredible shout. It's been turned down. It's the ticket to the Asia Cup. It's the ticket to the emerging cup in action right now. You need to put your best foot forward.
Excellent decision from Murshid Ali. That is the reason he is rated as one of the best umpires in the circuit. So is Kalidas. These two men are having a very good time out there in the middle. Trying to get that early wicket is Karan Casey.
Believe that did pitch probably just marginally outside the leg stump. That could often happen when the bowler is bowling from right arm over. Into the angle, into the arc. There is protection in the deep on this occasion. And with that single, it'll be over number 1 coming to an end. 6 runs from that over of Casey. Hong Kong, 7 for no loss at the end of first. Sompal Gami promoted up the order today. Did get a start but not able to capitalize on it. But now he has the ball in his arm from the media center. And immediate a little bit of swaying, although it won't be very effective as the inside part of Yasim Murtaza goes to the boundary. Incredible start from Yasim Murtaza. He's looked to express himself and he's striking it clean right now.
Second boundary in this inning for Yasim Murtaza. A flick of the wrist, bowling onto his pads, asking for some serious punishment, and rightly punished by Murtaza. It's a good start to the over for Hong Kong China.
With the way Yasim Murtaza is batting, I wonder why Kodse was being pushed to open the innings. Shot cut. There is protection on the offside, so no runs. Impressed with the way Yasim Murtaza has started so far. 2 boundaries to his name.
Technically, he's a very sound batter, Yasim Murtaza, and this has been the problem of these two sides. If you talk about the top order batting, they never had that settled batting order. They always experimented in each and every game. That is the reason they struggled in the semi-final. Nepal against UAE and Hong Kong China against Oman. Goes big and finds the man. So the first wicket going down, no mistake. Jora comes to the rescue.
Commentators curse. That's how we would like to put it as. Just when we were appreciating the quality of Yasim, he struck it straight to Jora. And a wonderful diving catch. Might not have required the dive, but he still put it in for precautions reasons. Don't mind it. The wonderful lush green outfield of Oman is something to be cherished about. Yasim departs. 9 of 7 for him as Hong Kong China lose their very first for 11. As I so often say, one man's loss is other man's advantage. Nazakat Khan, the captain, has walked to the middle. He's amongst the runs, 148 strike rate. And look at that average, in excess of 50. 250s to his name already in this competition. He's the man in form. So much of batting relies on Nazakat Khan and Babar Hayat. Don't you think so, Mudassar?
Indeed, heavily dependent on the top four, I would say. Anshuman Rad, though he's short of runs, we all know the class he has. It's only a matter of time. If he can get couple of boundaries, he could be in a position to get you those quick runs. So it's Nizakat Khan, the captain, on strike. Nicely bowled, running hard the first run. Yes and no, but couple of runs added to the total.
What I've really felt is that Nepal in this particular tournament in the group stage haven't been tested to the way they would have wanted. They won all four. This is the wicket. Not getting the better part of his bat, Yasir Murtaza. And the class of Jora was always going to be holding on to such easier ones. Through the group stage as well, the top order wasn't tested the way Nepal would have wanted. The contributions not coming in. Yes, there were few contributions right in the middle. Sometimes it was Jora coming to the party. On most occasions it was Dipendra Singh Airy. And those wins, what they did is they wiped a lot of dust under the carpet. And when it came to the final knockout games, the semi-finale, all those dust that they had wiped under the carpet came to haunt them.
Feels like I'm sitting next to a great poet, Mr. Pranav Mehta. In 20th century, why don't you use the vacuum cleaner?
Certainly made you lose of words. Tough one there. We'll come back to that in the next over. Wonderful from the meat of the bat. But no justice whatsoever to that shot. Going straight to the fielder at cover point. 2 gone, 14 for 1, Hong Kong, China. ACC Men's Premier Cup 2024 right here from the beautiful grounds of Oman Cricket Academy in the heart of Muscat between these picturesque Al Hajar Mountains and wonderful facilities. No two thoughts about that. Big shout out to our wonderful groundsmen here at the Oman Cricket Academy. Karun Casey to Nazakat Khan, and he's going to be watchful to start off. Does realize that Karun Casey has a big profile. He has a lot of experience behind his back, and he's looking to make an impact. Momentum in favor of Nepal. No two thoughts about that.
Absolutely, and the best part is the way these two bowlers are bowling. Yes, they have gone for boundary initially, but good comeback. Sticking to that wicket-to-wicket line, not giving much room to the batters is the key. The big wicket of Murtaza, who was looking dangerous, got a couple of boundaries to his name. Shimmy down the track. This is what happens when you play too many dot balls. Charging down, misses the line completely.
Coming back to my question, Mudassir, what do you think? Both these sides, they lost their all-important encounter in the semi-finale. They are playing the third place playoff match. They weren't tested the way they would have wanted to be, in my opinion. That's where, because the group of Oman, UAE, Bahrain, I think it was the stronger group, the tougher side to qualify, where Oman was made to sweat in the league stage on a couple of occasions. Once again fended it away. Such was not the case for the other group, where Nepal, Hong Kong, China, these were the sides there. And that's where Nepal weren't tested to the way they would have wanted.
Especially keeping in mind such a short tournaments, yes, you can try and test your bowling department, starting with a spinner or with a fast bowler. You have that option to try out couple of changes, but to win such kind of tournaments, you always need to have one settled lineup in the batting. That was the positive note for UAE as well as for Oman. The top two batters, if we talk about Oman, Naseem Kushi and Prajapati, they gave a good start to Oman, apart from 1 or 2 games. And the same story goes with UAE, Alishan Sharfu, Mohammad Wasim. They are in outstanding form with the bat, and they always made sure to lay that foundation and got those quick runs in the power play. But wherein, if we talk about these two sides, Nepal and Oman, till date they are struggling to find that right combination top of the order.
Couldn't have put that better. Brilliant, brilliant from the likes of Karan Casey. Angling it into the right-hander, pitching and angling it away. Brilliant seam position, brilliant seam movement. Brilliant showcase of skills by Karan Casey. And he's coming to the party way towards the end. Probably a little too late, getting the outside part of the captain's bat. No runs whatsoever in this over so far. 5 dot balls. What does Nazakat have to offer with the ball to go? And he'll fend it away. A maiden in the power play. Incredible stuff from Karan Casey. Finally, he's come to be contributing Nepal. 3 overs done, 14 for 1. Sampal Kami. Brilliant, brilliant bowling from Sampal Kami. And better negotiated by Anshuman Rath. He hasn't been in the mix of things. He hasn't been with the runs. But so important for Hong Kong China that he gets his better foot forward today. Gets a few runs behind his back. And in the process, what's at stake? The place in the Emerging Nations Cup. So important, so vital for these associate nations.
Loud appeal, and he knows Nizakat Khan not waiting for the confirmation from Kalidas. What a take from Asif. Sompal Kami strikes for the second time.
The credit to Karan Casey for Sompal Kami picking up this wicket. A maiden created the pressure on Nazakat. He faced all those 6 deliveries in the previous over and creating that pressure. And in return, what happens is Sompal Kami gets the back of Nazakat Khan. This is what we mean when we say bowling in partnerships. Karan Casey and Sompal Kami. What an incredible pair. Nazakat Khan, the captain of Hong Kong China, walks back for 3 of 9 deliveries. And Hong Kong China are reeling at 15 for 2. They wouldn't mind if you have the likes of Babar Hayat in the middle. They're still in the competition. 250s to his name. That average of 35.4 in this format is acceptable. But look at that strike rate. Just short of 150. In the associate region, rarely there's a player who strikes the ball as clean as Babar Hayat. He's a powerhouse. Releases. Babar Hayat. Inside edge to the wicketkeeper. Everything is happening for Nepal here. They've come in spirited, courtesy of that wonderful cameo by Dipendra Singh Airi right at the end, just when Nepal was not even in the equation. If you're making Babar Hayat struggle, you're bowling a brilliant spell here.
Better, much better here. Keeping him on the back foot is Sompal Kami. Slip into position and bowling at the right channel. Inviting the batter to go for the drive. Used to be a very formidable side if we talk about the Hong Kong China. We take you back to 2018. They were the winners of that edition of qualifiers. They went on to play Asia Cup in Dubai. Restricted India to a score of 273-74 runs. They lost that game by a margin of just 15 or 20 runs. Magnificent 90 odd runs from the blade of Nizakat. Anshuman added 70 odd runs. Used to be very good side. Not giving much room is Sompal Kami. After that we have seen the dip in their form, especially runs for shot from the blade of Anshuman Rat Nizakat. That is where the problem started for Hong Kong China. Last year they were the semi-finalists. This year they lost the semi-final to Oman. Just posting 130. The bowlers doing a pretty good job, but it's all about the batter, especially if it's a shorter format. You need to score those runs. Give something for your bowlers to defend. It is clearly missing from this lineup of Hong Kong.
What an incredible shot. This is what we are talking about. Babar Hayat, the power of Babar Hayat, second to none. Starting off with the maximum, and just by doing so, he just showed the full face of the bat, and all the way went the ball.
Class. The number 10, Babar Hayat, a bit fuller and goes over the mid-off with ease, clearing those big boundaries, and ends off with a flourish. 21 for the loss of 2 at the end of over number 4.
Karan Casey is coming in on the back of a maiden, and within the arc of the left-hander, he's testing the skills of the Hong Kong China batters at the moment.
He needs to score. He needs to get those runs for his team. 5 balls for a couple of runs. What a way to get off to the mark. The previous over, a glorious shot over the mid-off for a maximum from the blade of Babar Hayat. Look at the release and the shape. He has that knack of moving ball both the ways. This time coming into Anshuman Rat. Very watchful, well managed.
One thing that I have noticed is that Nepal is a brilliant bowling side, and especially why I say that is because of the kind of fielding that they have to offer to their bowling. One of the standout sides, really fit, really athletic, and that's what adds value to their bowling. And that's where every time they get scored somewhere around 140, 150, they look like a side that is in control of things. But then when you talk about batting separately, you want to be a side that is consistently scoring 170, 180, 190, probably 200 every now and then. Flicked well. There is protection in the deep, and it's only going to be a single.
Tough job for these two, Anshuman and Babar, after losing Murtaza and Nizakat. They don't have the services of Martin Kodze. A lot depends on these two. The likes of Ezaz Khan yet to follow. Zishan Ali, who batted brilliantly in the semi-final, getting 39 odd runs. Nasrullah is short of runs, the youngster. The field is busy by taking those singles. Anshuman
what happens is that because the score line is just around 140, even though Hong Kong, China have not had the start that they would have wanted, they're still in the mix of things. They're still in the equation. If, for suppose, this score line would be somewhere around 160, 170, a start like this would wipe Hong Kong, China almost out of the equation. That's the reason you need to really bat well, and your batting side needs to come to party. I often hear that bowling side wins you championships, but I believe that it is matches that need to be won first, and for that you need to have a really good and solid batting side.
As of now, they have the edge in Nepal, 139. It's like 160, keeping in mind they're very sharp in the field. Already we have seen the likes of Sandeep Deora taking that catch. Asif Sheikh has been brilliant behind the stumps. Got that excellent catch to get rid of Nizakat Khan. Bowling tight, not giving much room. His current case into his third over, wicketless, but not leaking too many runs.
Incredible. Showing the full face of the bat, Anshuman Rath. Yes, runs have not been on offer, but he wouldn't mind that because that will build up his confidence. 5 overs done. Hong Kong, China, 26 for the loss of 2 and fighting back.
Time to unlock cricket. Download the ACC app right away. You can also visit our site www.asiancricket.org. Get a lowdown on everything happening around Asian cricket in associate, international, and all of it that's played around the globe. Alright then, Hong Kong China finding a move on from here. This partnership holds the aces for Hong Kong China. But Nepal, certainly after that impetus given by Irie in the middle towards the death overs, have come back much more stronger side mentally. Lalit Rajbanshi will get the ball. He's been very economical in this tournament and has been amongst wickets as well. What an economy, a little over 6. And he'll be bowling to Anshuman Rath. Just the right time to say, Andrew, a big hello to you.
Very good afternoon. Early good evening, isn't it? The shadows lengthening across this beautiful ground. Been treated to a vista, haven't we, of views throughout the series. Some storms, some rain, and now much more a typical sunshine that you would see in April. Pitches just starting to wear a touch. It feels like I watched 2 or 3 overs out there from side on. A few kept low.
Having said that, this square has dished out as many as 23 matches in 9 days and still playing true across 2 venues.
Yeah, look, absolutely. And it's been a run fest over in the second oval in particular, isn't it? It really has.
That's been firmly struck to long off. Just goes to show how good this wicket is still playing.
I think right now it's honours even. Neither side are ahead. This third wicket partnership is key. Nepal are only in this contest really thanks to one man. Dipendra Singh Irie at it again. Cannot understand why he was all the way down at number 8, but that's for another day. It's given them hope, it's given them life. Need to defend this 140 target.
And that's a good point you made, Andrew, at number 8, obviously because Sumpal Kami too got that elevation at number 3, so his batting order was dropped down. But in future, Andrew, you think Irie now deserves the promotion in the batting order? He needs more time and deliveries at his disposal.
I'm a big proponent of flexibility in the modern T20 game. But there's been a lot of shuffling of the order. It's going to miss leg. Stifled appeal. And that's where what can happen is a bit of uncertainty. I don't mind if a guy's at 5 or 6, depending if it's a left or a right hand getting out. You still know you're playing in the middle order. You still know your role at that point of the game. Sampal Kami at 3 today. I've said it a few times. Could not get my head around it.
Good enough point. A good over to start with as well. Only 3 coming off it. End of the power plays. It's been a fine job going Nepal's way. 29 for 2. Gulshan Kumar Jha missed out with the bat today. But a fine all-rounder, a little bit higher on the economy side. 4 wickets for him. So much to offer to Nepal cricket in the coming years. What a fine talent. Nepal needs a breakthrough.
Yeah, I think he's had a good tournament, Gulshan. Yeah, Andrew Leonard here alongside Mikhail. Oh, Mikhail, look at that. That's a lovely blazer. Where's that come from? You're not hot today.
Well, this has come all the way from Mumbai. And I'm thankful to you for the kind words. That's Andrew Leonard. It's been an absolute pleasure calling cricket with you, Andrew. Your perspective into the game just helps us think of new dimensions involved in it. So it's been absolutely wonderful.
Dandavad, my friend. Right back at you.
Soft hands in the gap. Right, Andrew, this partnership, as you mentioned, holds the key. But who do you think is the one bowler for Nepal who can actually come out there and make the breakthroughs now? They need 1 or 2 more.
Well, you could have asked me 7, 8, maybe 9 different questions there. I think I'd have given you the same answer. 3 words, 1 man. Dipendra Singh Airi. I think he could be critical, and I would get him into the game sooner rather than later. I'll tell you why. Left-handed batter at the crease, Ansuman Rath, who's off to a slow start. Babar Hayat, so dangerous. I get Airi into the game before the 10th.
Nice change of pace and off-cutter coming in. Oh yes, Dipendra Singh Airi is a freak. Jorato missing out today, but he played a very handy innings yesterday. It's a good Nepal side. The last 2 games they've not stuck together as a unit. So important for teams to come together, particularly in knockout stages.
Without naming names, I think a few pundits, some of our co-commentators even, have been very harsh thus far this afternoon. You don't become a bad side after 1 game. Yes, they were beaten yesterday, beaten by a very fine UAE team. It doesn't make you a bad team. They had the worst of the conditions yesterday, but by their own admissions, they didn't blame that. They said that we played under par, UAE deserved to win, and they congratulated them as such.
In fact, I did speak with Rohit at the presentation and I asked him, was the toss crucial? He said that's not under control. We don't want to think about it. They've won top 4 games in the league stages. They've qualified for the T20 World Cup. Clearly, they're a side that's filled with a lot of pedigree and class. What they'll maybe want to think about going forward is the consistency they bring in. And I have to ask you another question, Andrew. That's a good shot, a couple of runs, but he got some hand on that. Jora it is. Nepal at home and Nepal outside Nepal are the 2 different sides, Andrew.
Yeah, I got asked this morning actually. Obviously, the modern game, your home conditions are your home conditions. Look at India at home, look at England at home, look at Australia at home. They have fortresses for a reason because they play more often in those conditions. And some fans are saying, well, why aren't Nepal playing more away from home? The economics of it make it possible to play a lot of cricket in Nepal because of the fan following.
Down the leg side. Poor delivery, fine up in the circle. Work to do for deep square leg. Anshuman is pushing for the 2nd. This is a good run. And I'll tell you what, Hayat was struggling at the other end. Had that been a direct hit, I reckon it could have been referred upstairs. 7 gone, it's 35 for 2. Now the discussion, Andrew, over there is maybe Babar Hayat trying to explain to Anshuman they need to be careful with runs in the middle of running.
I just wonder, was this a chance the last ball of the previous over? It was really good fielding from Sampal Kami out at deep backward square. Not just a good piece of fielding, but a good piece of match awareness. He knew that Anshuman was quick enough to get back, but Babar Hayat was dawdling. Let's see if we can pull together the replay for you, because I think what happened was I think Gulshan Jah absent-mindedly collected the ball in front of the stumps when Dipender Singh Ari was behind him, and maybe it could have been a run-out chance from nothing.
Just like the way Lalit Rajbanshi has bowled in this competition. An economy of little over six wickets for him. He's bowling two of the biggest batters. I reckon something will give way, Andrew. 105 of 77.
Just going to see, I'm not sure if we have the camera angle from the right end, but this was the last ball of the previous over. Whipped off his legs by Rath. Brilliant awareness from Kami. He knew the throw was going to that end. Look at Hyatt. He's in all sorts of trouble. And if Gulshan Jah had left that, I just wonder, could Irie have got there, whipped the bails off, and maybe it could have been the third wicket, would have been the big one.
Now that's a good observation there, Andrew, because Irie, after that, literally was trying to tell Gulshan Jah, I was right behind you for the run out. Could that be an opportunity number 3? Runs coming in singles at the moment. Nepal won't be disturbed.
The big challenge for Hong Kong, it is almost a little bit like Akib Ilyas yesterday. I don't think either of these two want to press the accelerator or take too much risk now because of the struggles that they've had from 5 down. Zishan Ali played well yesterday, but really outside of that, there hasn't been much from 5 through 11, is there? They've got that really long tail. So this partnership, it's the key one.
Very nicely bowled. A quick single, direct hit. It looks like Babar is home. Quite rightly pointed out, the depth of Hong Kong China's batting has not shown any kind of resistance or runs. Kalidas Viswanathan refers that upstairs.
Well, I just want to have a look at this because who's at the heart of it again? Don't know if it was Powell or Irie with the throw, but the two of them swooped in. Direct hit always makes things interesting. The initial instinct from the reaction from the fielders, the umpire, and my first look is that he's home. It was Babar Hyatt who dawdled in the previous over. Look at the way in which they field. They hunt in packs. Just trying to load that replay up for you here. Babar Hyatt doesn't look too concerned.
Soft hands, gentle touch, yes, and they took off. It was Rohit Paudel at point who came in quickly. Looks like Babar was well and truly home. They'll have to slow it down just to ascertain and get a confirmation.
Yeah, pretty sure that he's home, but we'll just need a better look than that. That's come through far too quickly. Great work from Powell. Really swift. And then again, good awareness from Irie. Look at Irie here, telling the end which to throw to and also tidying up the potential overthrow. So well home, in fact, past the stumps themselves. Always good to use the technology, which I think has been a great addition to this tournament. The officiating's been good. The use of the third umpire has been very good. In fact, the tournament as a whole, it's been cracking, isn't it? I can't think of a bad game.
Absolutely, Andrew. The percentage of accuracy has enhanced with technology coming in and made this competition even more superior. Nicely played. This is good cricket. It'll only keep it to a single. Nepal are very, very alert inside the 30-yard circle and in the outfield as well. Another over where the boundaries have not come. A single to end the over. Babar will retain strike. 8 gone. It's 40 for 2.
Gulshan Jha to continue here. Just wonder, is Powdell thinking about when does he get, well, two men in. Firstly, Dipender Singh Airi, and secondly, Abhinesh Bahara. Didn't bowl yesterday, Bahara.
Pulls it. I reckon he's just about keeping them. A moment a wicket falls here, that's when Airi or Bora will be introduced, because the Babar Hayat threat is maybe looming large on the mind of Rohit Powdell at this stage. Andrew, you have a bowler like Abhinesh Bora who's had his moments in the game, but you've not played him in the semis, and now as well you've not yet brought him till the 12th over. The reason?
Yeah, certainly. Well, he did play yesterday, but he didn't do anything. He batted very briefly at the end, and then you can almost see him in the field, almost trying to catch the captain's eye. Am I going to have a bowl, skipper?
Now, why I'm asking you this question is because in T20 cricket, sometimes you need options, you need backups, you need variety. He brings in all of it, but yet he's not getting a full quota of 4 or even 1 or 2 overs.
Yeah, and look, certainly he's had a pretty good tournament too. He came in probably under a little pressure, but he's been in the wickets. He's been economical for the death overs for me. That'll have to be rebowled. That's a wide. But he's picked up a wicket in every game he's bowled in. In all 4 of the group games, he had 7 wickets to his name, an economy rate in and around 8, which is okay at the death, particularly when you're bowling either 13, 15, 17, 19, or sometimes 14, 16, 18, 20, the 4 toughest overs in an innings. As Isaac Khan found out in the first innings, thanks to Dipender Singh Airi. I just think there was an air of desperation, wasn't there? They went to Bertel because they had so few runs on the board. Surely he will bowl today.
Oh, he goes big. And that will go the distance as well. Very good shot in the slot. Babar Hayat will not miss out. That's the maximum.
This is why I would have had Airi bowling this over. I think pace on has tended to travel today, apart from at the very top. That's a great shot. Gets it all the way for 6. The man out at cover sweeper, he's quite square. He's more of a cover point sweeper than a deep cover. I think even if he'd been 5 yards to his right, it would have gone over his head. That was struck with ferocious power from Babar Hayat. Outstanding batting. And yeah, remember Bahara, player of the match, as you just said to me, in the last clash between these two teams with 3 for 29. A little bit of pressure on Jha with 3 deliveries left in the over.
Much better. Hong Kong finally get to their 50-run mark as well. It's taken them some time and trouble too. Gulshan Jha has already conceded 10 runs in his 4 deliveries. Did speak with the Bahara and the presentation as well, and he stated that he's a situation bowler and the captain brings him in depending on the situation, and he attacks or he becomes a defensive bowler depending again on where the match stands. So he has multiple roles to offer as a bowler in the side. This partnership just seems to be getting a little threatening now for Nepal.
Yeah, certainly. You sense it. If these two here are still here at the end of the 15th over, it's advantage Hong Kong. In fact, it could be an inexorable advantage. It could be such. They put on 35. It hasn't come overly quickly off 32 balls, but it hasn't needed to just yet because that required run rate's still in check. It's under 8. Babar's still there, particularly come the 19th or 20th over. This game's going Hong Kong's way. They need a wicket, Nepal.
Like the way these two batters have batted, complementing each other, rotating the strike, getting to the other end, happy taking the singles, finding the odd boundary as well. Good over this for Hong Kong, China. 9 gone, it's 52 for 2.
And look at that, they're almost exactly even. The only difference, Nepal had lost 4 at this stage. Hong Kong have lost 2. You can see the 2 light blue W's. And for Nepal in the dark blue, 4 they'd lost early. Big trouble, 3 in the power play, then 1 outside of it. So it was 53 for 4. So they may be 2 runs behind, but they've got 2 extra wickets in hand. And now Nepal Well, they're going to feel like if they could split this partnership, wouldn't it be good to do it now before the drinks break?
Well, Hong Kong China certainly are batting to a plan over here. Both the batters are aware the low order hasn't been tested much and short of confidence, so it depends on how far they can take this team through. Lalit Rajavanshi, a word on him. Andrew raised his hand and done exceptionally well, economy and wickets.
He's bowled really well. He's probably been a bit of the unsung hero for Nepal throughout this tournament, actually. I think by his own admittance, he's probably been a better ODI bowler thus far in his international career than T20I, but there's been a bit of that just because of the amount of opportunity he's had in this format. He's starting to work it out, isn't he? Economy under 7 with wickets in the mix. It's very, very good from the 25-year-old. And look, he's had to step into a role that he didn't have before because obviously Sandeep Lamachani isn't around now for Nepal anymore. So it's Rajbanshi who's the premier spinner, and rightly so. Still don't know why Irie isn't bowling his full quota in most games. He's impacted every game he's played in with whatever he's done.
Very well bowled again. You've got to find the right length. Is Nepal missing an extra specialist spinner, Andrew?
Yeah, I think big time. I don't know, is it Mausam Dakal who needs to be given an extended run, the leg spinner? What every team wants is they want extreme pace and they want wrist spin in the modern T20 game. You want bowlers who can get it up over 140 and you can get wickets with that, and then you want wrist spinners who can turn it both ways. They don't grow on trees. It takes time to develop them and invest in them. There's a young left arm wrist spinner, Tul Bahadur Thapa, I think the world of back in Nepal too. Mausam Dakal's had a few goes with his wrist spin. It certainly feels as though you're right though, Mikhail. There is just one frontline spinner missing. The other one I really like is Surya Tamang. But Surya Tamang, just at the wrong time, just as he came into contention, has gone down with a shoulder injury. I think he should be coming back soon, but it'll probably be too late for the T20 World Cup. And he's very inexperienced at the top level, but brilliant in domestic cricket, leading wicket taker in the PM Cup in January. 31, I think he had in his 9 games. You have lots of left arm spin options. Sagar Dakal's another one, very good bowler. Shahab Alam, he was superb against the Irish Wolves.
Oh yes, there's a lot of variety and options, and bench strength looks very good for Nepal as well. At the halfway mark, Hong Kong China require 83 runs from 60 balls. 10 gone, it's 57 for 2. A quick water break as well in this oppressive heat conditions here.
It does not matter. It's an opportunity to unlock cricket. iOS or Android. Just download the app and enjoy all the live actions, live updates, lots of interviews, and everything that's around cricket from the Oman Cricket Academy and all around the world. Anything that's relating to Asian Cricket Council is all up there, and you need to stay updated. You could also do so by logging on to our website www.asiancricket.org. What do you make of it, Mikhail? Balanced game?
Oh yes, at this stage a wicket or two for Nepal and they'll be ahead For the moment though, Hong Kong playing cautious. Just about getting closer and closer to the target, and then just about see a change in strategy. I feel this drinks breaks may have also allowed Babar Hayat and Anshuman to re-strategize this chase. The only concern is if the lower order, the batting after them, can close this match and get them home. And that's why you can see them playing very, very tentative, cautious cricket, not really freeing their arms, not taking their chances, and they will target a bowler. Depends when will Rohit Paudel bring in maybe a Abhinash Bora or Irie. At the moment he's going in with his frontline seamers, KC, Kami, Gulshan Jha, Lalit, Rajbanshi as well.
The way Babar Hayat would be thinking or seeing this chase, if I understand power hitters right, it would be 5 sixes in the remaining 10 overs. And everything around could be in singles and doubles, and they're through.
Easier said than done sitting out here, Pranav. I reckon 5 sixes is a huge ask for Babar, not because he already hit 9 in one game. But yes, that's the way he'll be looking at it.
No, that's exactly why I said that's how power hitters look at things. They calculate runs in terms of sixes. The difference between run and ball is just around 24, 20, 23, 24 if I have my math right. And that's where if they get 5 sixes, it'll be run a ball. And that's how power were in this tournament. And along with him, it was the captain Nazakat Khan as well.
Now, contrasting innings here. Rath has been overcautious. You look at that strike rate of his.
Pitching outside the leg probably would be signaled as leg buys. Won't be.
Well, some bat on that maybe. Didn't pick the slow delivery. Anshuman Rath suggesting, and then now Mr. Murshid Ali Khan realizes that that may have taken the pad and gone for a single, for a run rather. Kami has bowled well today. Amongst wickets, the 2 wickets that have fallen courtesy Sompal's brilliance with the ball. Anshuman Rath has been a little overcautious in this innings, quite understandably. He's not been amongst runs. Look at that, 20 in 23, a strike rate inside 100. Now Babar has had to make up for that. He's also not batting his personality. Usually 26 would be in 12, knowing Babar Hayat. But this is the plan.
12, 2 balls too many with the likes of Babar Hayat. Such an incredible striker of the cricket ball. Everything that comes out of his bat travels a long distance. This is up in the air. There is a fielder coming underneath it, and he is going to be holding on to that. What an incredible catch, diving forward.
Sompal Kami strikes for the 3rd time. The big man Babar Hayat departs. Nepal knows how big a wicket this is. Just not able to get the elevation and distance. Mishits it, Burtel with that catch. Nepal right back in this contest, and now they'll be sniffing an opportunity here. Hayat walks back for 26 in 25. Hong Kong, China lose their 3rd. It's 60 for 3.
Sompal Kami getting promoted with the bat, performing with the ball. And in walks Mohammad Azaz Khan. That strike rate ever so impressive, just around 140.
What a time to get Hayat's wicket. Nepal right back in the mix. Sompal Kami the star so far.
Shot wide, cut, over point. And 4 runs on the very first delivery for Azaz Khan. He was never going to miss out on an opportunity like that. This is bread and butter for Azaz Khan.
And that's a very poor delivery to a new batter. He just walked in and you give him something short and wide outside off. It's hello and welcome delivery. And Azaz Khan says, thank you very much. I'll just use the pace.
They are in good control of the situation at the moment, Nepal. Don't want to be missing out. Sompal Kami, 3 wickets to his name already. Would want to add to that tally.
This equation is still within the grasp of Hong Kong China. If they bat sensibly, they get some big overs, they are through. 11 gone at 65 for 3.
Azaz Khan. Against the spin of Dipendra Singh Airy for the very first time he's been introduced in this game. Airy, so important to this Nepali side.
Not surprised here. The moment Hyatt has gone back to the dugout, Ivory has been introduced into the bowling attack. The Hyatt threat to a spinner coming into him was something that was playing on the back of the mind of Rohit Paudel. We did discuss that when Andrew was on comms, Pranav. It's been Ivory versus most of the teams in this competition.
He's a thinking bowler, thinking cricketer in total. The way he gets his bat to performance, the way he comes into bowl, in the fielding he's a standout. He's a complete standout player. A total package.
He's captain's go-to man, Man Friday.
Cut well. There is protection in the deep and it'll be kept down to 1.
72 and 50. Anshuman Rath still very much there. What a delivery, right underneath the bat. A special milestone here for Anshuman Rath in this particular game. Now he's got to 1000 T20 international runs. 45 games for him. And his average of something close to 25. A strike rate at a modest 110. But yes, 1000 T20 international runs for the Southpaw. And this is poor fielding.
He's been there around for Hong Kong for a while. 12 gone, 71 for 3 Hong Kong China.
प्लीज यार बात सुन लो यार प्लीज 2 विकेट दे दो यार
71 for 3. As Abhinash Bora comes in to strike and immediately he's treated with disparity here. A boundary of the very first delivery.
Well, he's been greeted and treated with utter disdain. Shot and wide. Anshuman Rath has been there right from the start. This is bread and butter shot for him. Slashed and slashed hard. And this is where Nepal have to be careful. They can't let this momentum shift. 65 or 47. One good over and it all changes.
At the moment, Nepal need a better side of Abhinash Bora. He's one of those go-to pace bowlers towards the death for Nepal. And in this final phase, they want the best of Avinash Bora.
Oh yes, he's been amongst wickets in every game. He's walked away with the Player of the Match award, 3 for 29 for him against Hong Kong, China in the league stages. Very nice boy to talk to as well. Delivering the goods for his captain.
At the moment, they're just looking to deal in singles, build a partnership, get it as close as possible.
This man is so quick. That throw, it came in at the speed of knots. Even caught Anshuman Rath by surprise. Dipendra Singh Airi with that throw. I'll tell you what, Rath had to hurry in the end. He took off, he was outside his crease, but look at that. There, the desperation.
Very quick, very quick. He's a brilliant athlete, Dipendra Singh Airi. And look how he's made a match out of nothing. Probably just those final 10 deliveries that made the difference.
You know what, I'd like to see a 100-meter dash of Airi and some of the best sprinters in Nepal. This man will really give them a go and challenge them as well. He is so quick. Nimble-footed, as you rightly pointed out, athlete is the right word for him. And a natural one, that too. Bora, can he get a wicket?
Big one, big one, big one. Can he get a wicket was the ask from Mikhail. This was up in the air for a very long time. Two fielders coming across. None coming to the occasion though.
No, this was in the air for a very long time. I reckon somebody should have gone in with a dive or maybe just taken a call. Mid-deep mid wicket and long on, both converging. He gets the toe end of the bat, didn't quite connect it. I felt this should have at least seen an effort. It falls right in between the two of them. Malla there.
For sure. Believe at least a dive is what it deserved. Although, in the hindsight, 13 overs gone, 80 for 3, Hong Kong, China.
" 60 or 42, want to believe it's advantage Hong Kong, China at this stage. They have wickets. Airi to continue.
What do you do when you're Anshuman Rath? 27 of 30, he's never got going. Do you go for the equation? Hold on.
Look how quick. Look at the recovery. Now long gone had some ground to cover. Airi says don't bother, I'll take care of it.
It's so important to be a perfect athlete. So many in this world. And it's such a big advantage to your gameplay.
This will be an interesting over. Nice delivery underneath the bat yet again. He does it time and again.
Anshuman Rath needs to get going. 28 of 31 for him. He is against the quality of Dipendra Singh Airi. Dancing down the wicket, over covers. This is probably one of the shot of the days for Anshuman Rath. And it's an important time to get it. They were struggling, Hong Kong, China. Boundaries were hard to find by, and that's when Anshuman Rath, striking one of the better bowlers of Nepal, Dipendra Singh Airi, over covers, no chance whatsoever for anybody. 32 of 32. And rotating the strike, running hard, they're pushing for the second. Yes, yes, no, no. And no it is. 7 runs of the over so far. Dipendra Singh Airy won't mind it. Is that a catch? Is that a catch? Is that a catch? Azaz is shocked. It is only the class of Dipendra Singh Airy that could have made it to that catch, and he was exactly behind it, bowling first to start off and diving way forward. Azaz is walking, and what an incredible effort. Diving in front, Dipendra Singh Airy. This is bread and butter for Dipendra Singh Airy. Incredible athlete, and he's got the back of Mohammad Azaz Khan. Just when things were looking to get settled for Hong Kong, China, Mohammad Azaz Khan is going to be walking back, and it's trouble times as Hong Kong, China reel down to 87 for the loss of 4. It's an nail-biter here at the Oman Cricket Academy Men's T20 Premier Cup 2024. This is the third place playoff match between Hong Kong, China and Nepal.
One more. Then can finish.
And the prize. You win and you get your ticket to the Emerging Cup. You lose, you don't get anything. So everything to play for in these remaining 6 overs. And along me, my dear friend, or just like I like to call him, Muri Mudassar. Sompal Kami. Sliding down the leg side, will be declared as wide.
What a spell. Got those couple of wickets in the power play, then came back. Bowl his third over. Got the big wicket of Babar Hayat. Now he'll be eyeing to get rid of Anshuman Rath. Runner ball 33. Shorter format, technically very sound batter, but this has been the problem. The strike rate for Anshuman. Yes and no. Need a direct hit. Lightning quick. First it was Irie, then what a backup from the bowler himself, putting that all effort. He knows the importance of each and every run here.
Look at that backup. If we get a chance to see the backup, the bowler has just delivered the ball, and it is Dipendra Singh Airy. Look at the way he's charged all the way across, full stretch dive to make sure that there are no extras. Sompal Kami, incredible athlete, just like most of these Nepalese players are. Very, very good drive through the covers. This will take a stopping, and it's not going to be Karan Casey on this occasion. Average effort from Karan Casey, trying to show some football skills. But this is the cricket ground of the Oman Cricket Academy, and it's not going to do its best.
Shifting the gaze at the right time, Anshuman Rath. Impeccable timing and finding the gap, going through the offside. A much needed boundary, the equation coming down to 48, need of 34 balls.
Strike, struck, clean, almost a 6. Yes, it is a 6. Anshuman Rath, he's taken a liking of Sompal Kami. What an incredible strike. He's shift gears, gear number 1 to gear number 6 immediately.
Brave enough here that he is targeting one of the best bowlers of the game, Sompal Kami, not afraid to go big. Not connected quite well, was not in a comfortable position, but what matters are the 6 runs, a maximum for Anshuman Rath, and more runs for Hong Kong, China.
Anshuman Rath, he's been devastatingly good in the last few deliveries that he's faced. 3 or 4 boundaries in the last few deliveries. Devastatingly good. And on this occasion, he's going to grind it down the ground to get off strike.
Counter attack that to Pranav against someone like Sompal Kami, who has got those 3 wickets up his sleeves. Now it will be Zishan Ali, the man who got those bulk of the runs in the semi-final. Wicket-keeper batter. 41 needed of 32 balls. Bit under pressure. Sompal Kami.
Into the pads. There is a big appeal, and this is going to be a run out. We were talking about his athleticism just previously in this over, and on this occasion, showing exactly how good a fielder he is off his own bowling. Zishan Ali was a little worried about the LBW appeal, and that's when the confusion is taken an advantage by Nepal.
Look at what a terrific effort, not looking at the ball, and then comes the Superman. What an effort. It reminds me of 1992 Jaunty Rhodes. It's Sompal Kami from Nepal getting better off with Zishan Ali. Came in, said hi, hello, and walks back.
It is a keeper who's going to be walking back, Zishan Ali, and he's not troubled the scorers whatsoever. Half side down for Hong Kong, China, just short of 100. Sompal Kami. It's a man who's just walked into the side, Adit Guravara. And he'll start off with a dot ball. 15 overs gone. 1 shot of 100 Hong Kong, China for the loss of half their side.
This is what happened in the previous over. Leaked some runs, but what matters is this effort coming in from Sompal Kami. A full length dive, good pick up and throw. No chance for Zishan Ali. Running between the wickets has been ordinary throughout this game. We have seen a couple of run-outs in the first innings. Now Zishan Ali. Someone needs to give that support to Anshuman. Feeling the heat. Adit Goravara, the new batter. Some positive for Hong Kong, China. Anshuman Rath still out there in the middle. Things are becoming quite interesting here. A low full toss. Down the ground for just a single. The right time to introduce my co-commentator. With that single, Hong Kong, China moves to 100 for the loss of 5, and in comes the gentleman who was looking a bit worried. Mr. Andrew Linod is back in the house. Welcome, Andrew.
Well, what an incredible finish we've got in our hands here. The 100 has come up here, spot on. Mudassar. Can Ansuman Rath? Well, it's all on him, isn't it, really? Might get a bit of support from the youngster into the team. But it's not going to be easy. Dependra Singh Iree's 2 overs will be important. And then who's going to bowl the other ones? That's the big question, Mudassar. Oh, he's finally fumbled. And that caught and bowled was brilliant, as too as the fielding off his own bowling from Sompal Kami. Sensational. And look at Iree's furious with himself. Burst through his hands.
Somehow if they're going to defend this target, they need some special efforts in the field, and we have already seen the likes of Iree, the likes of Sompal Kami. They're terrific in the field. Trying to take on Iree. Look at that effort. It's not easy to take on Dipendra Singh Iree. What an effort.
Well, how can you not love this man? He's just brilliant to watch. He's such a live wire, isn't he? Can't think of another bowler that would have got there off his own bowling. Sprawls to the turf. Another run saved. Just going to be a single. And I believe we're getting down pitch side to get some immediate reaction with Mikhail Vaswani.
Right, interesting situation this game is right now positioned at. Hong Kong, China need a little over 35 runs in around 24 to 25 deliveries. Half the side back in the dugout. Opener Anshuman Rath still in the middle. I have Babar Ayat with me, who played a fine innings but has just had to come out because he got caught in the deep. Babar, how do you view this situation? Still want to believe you're in an advantageous stage?
I think the way Anshuman been playing I think his role is to just take the game deep as possible, you know, and then we have a striker coming out at the end and then finish the game off. I think so far he been doing so brilliant for us. I think it's at the moment we're looking ahead of the game.
Babar, against Malaysia, we saw you hitting 9 sixes, 83 in 35 deliveries. Today it was a contrasting innings, 25 and 26. You were with Anshuman Rath. What was the discussion? We saw a rather more cautious approach between you all.
I think we just wanted not to lose early wicket as we lost quick 2 wickets at the beginning. So we wanted to build a partnership, you know, and then take it from there. I think we had a little partnership, but we didn't capitalize on that, especially myself, you know, giving away my wicket in a crucial time.
Right, what do you make of the wicket? Tricky or it's good for batting, you can play through the line?
I think if you bat through the line, it's good, you know, just play, if you play across the line, because the ball was just keeping a little low and gripping as well, you know. So I think playing through the line is a good option.
Right, a lot at stake in this game, I hope you know, because if you win this, you finish third firstly, and you also get an opportunity to be part of the emerging teams Asia Cup that is happening later this year. When we come to the depth of your batting now, the remaining batters to come, you're pretty sure that the boys can go out and close out this 30-odd runs?
I think, as you said about the emerging cup, you know, it's for us, you know, it's an achievement for us. We didn't qualify in the last 2 tournaments, so we obviously wanted to qualify for the Asia Cup, but that didn't happen. So our plan is to just go there and enjoy ourselves and get qualification for the emerging cup. And I think we have depth in our batting line. We know the guys are very capable of doing it.
Right, and just coming back to the overall tournament and the way it went, certainly, you know, it's been a stop and start affair for you. Nevertheless, good luck in this game. Hopefully, I'll be meeting you again with you being victorious. Nevertheless, thank you for your time and all the very best.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Right, that was Babar Ayat, one of the players from Hong Kong, China. It's back to the commentators.
Okay, many thanks. Good to hear from Babar Ayat. 30 to win off 22. He missed the 50. 50 mark for Anshuman Rath. And he is really guiding this chase. He's the key. Bahara, immediate pressure on him. It was a maximum from the first ball of the over. You probably saw that in the background. It's a 4th T20I 50 for Anshuman Rath. Probably the best innings in his T20I career. Can he guide Hong Kong home?
What matters is, can he win the game for his side? 54 of 43 balls, unbeaten, with the help of a couple of maxims, 3-4s, and the strike rate looks quite good here, 125. Story remains the same. Can we see Abhinash make a comeback after going for that maximum in this over? The very first ball has been sent towards the deep mid-wicket.
Nails the block hole. But Adit does enough, because a single is what his role is. If he gets a single from every remaining delivery he faces, I think Anshuman Rath will guide Hong Kong home. Bahara, he needs to pull it out of the fire here. This is his role. This is his job, bowling the death overs. They need the big wicket of Rath.
28 of 20 balls. A bit under pressure is Abhinash. It's a short boundary toward the leg side for Anshuman Rath. Will he target towards the deep mid-wicket? Nicely bowled, rolling his fingers, a fuller delivery, well managed by Rath, going for that second chance for a run out here. But lightning quick is Adit and Anshuman Rath.
I tell you, that's a great result, isn't it, for Hong Kong. Nails the Yorker, Abhinesh Bahara, but he still gets back for 2. Rath is almost out on his feet, isn't he? His stamina, his endurance, his fitness being tested here. He's played brilliantly well, the left-hander. A little reminiscent of yesterday's innings at the top from Alishan Sharafu. Nepal simply have to get him out. They need him out now. All comes down to this. Who will it be for third? Nails the block hole again. It'll just be a single this time, but it's 11 from the over. Rath will keep the strike. It's advantage Hong Kong. It's 115 for 5.
And look at the bowling card. They do have the options of Karan Casey, 1 over left, Lalit Narayan Rajbanshi, and Dipendra Singh Irie. So I think the 18th over will bowled by Dipendra, then Lalit. Then they have that option to defend those runs in the final over Karan Casey.
I tell you what I'd do. I'd bowl Rajbanshi now. Bahara the 19th, and then I'd bowl Dipendra Singh Irie. It's been his tournament, the 20th. I think you have to get Rajbanshi into the game now. You can't ask him to bowl the 20th, particularly with a left-hander at the crease. And right now, show us the cap. And right now, that's the discussion they're having. Is it going to be Rajbanshi? Is it going to be Dipendra Singh Irie? The problem now is, does that mean Rajbanshi has to bowl the 20th? Or maybe are they saying, because it's Rath on strike, we'll take our chances, hopefully get him out or get him off strike, and maybe Rajbanshi can change ends, bowl the 19th.
No, Andrew, and I do understand. Top of that, he's in a flow, he's in a spell where he's bowling all those tight line and lengths. That might be the reason captain persisting with Dipendra. It's Anshuman on strike.
Don't agree. I think for me, Rajbanshi had to bowl this over. Had to. He's clever against left-handers. You don't think of left-arm spin being a good matchup to left-handers. But I don't think you can bowl him the 20th. So unless he bowls the 19th, then it'll be a change of ends for Rajbanshi, change of ends for Bahara. But I think Irie, like you said, he's in the flow. He almost couldn't take the ball out of his hands. Low full toss. Hit away. Man out there. Goes left of him. And it goes all the way. And it's the youngster, 22 years of age, who's changed this game. In for his first game of the tournament. Big moment.
Got a chance and he's making a difference out there in the middle. A poor and ordinary delivery, a full toss. Nicely managed by Adit Gorawara. Much needed maximum. That too against someone like Dipendra Singh Irie. The equation now coming down to 18 of 16 balls.
Full, straight, gone. It's 6 and out. He strikes back. Is it too late? The Nepal, they just don't know when they're beaten. They keep fighting. It's Irie again. Runs, wickets, catches, run-outs. He does it all.
It's not over till it's over. A much better delivery compared to the previous one. A bit fuller. Misses the line completely. Thought of that single. Good decision from Kalidas. A short stay and all important 9 runs added by Adit Gorawara. Hong Kong, China still in the hunt. 122 for the loss of 6.
Nazrullah Rana at number 8. There's not a lot to come after this. That's the challenge for Hong Kong. But Rath is still there and he's on strike. 2 big deliveries, these two. Could Irie impact the contest again? I think for Nepal to win, one of these 2 deliveries has to produce the wicket of Rath.
Animated is Nizakat Khan. Onto the pads, nicely managed, not at all in a hurry against it. Dipendra. This is the advantage. They have got that maximum early in this over. Now taking those singles. Left with only a couple of options after this. Karan Casey has 1 over left up his sleeve. So is Lalit Rajbanshi. He needs to get a wicket here.
Full into the block hole. Irie gets a dot to keep Nepal alive, but only just. Surely this is Rath's game to win. It's 16 to win off 12. It's 1-2-4 for 6. Well, here's the equation. There's 2 overs left. It's 16 to win. Looks as though Bahar is going to bowl the 19th. Mudassar, who's going to bowl the 20th? I have no idea.
Looking at that bowling card, I think it would be current KC. Just couple of overs for Gulshan Kumar Jha, going for 18 runs, wicketless. They're opting to go with Avinash Bohra for this 19th over, I believe. 124 for the loss of 6.
Inside edge. Oh, that's so unlucky. And it's going to squirt away. All the way for 4. Nails the block hole. Rath gets lucky, but he gets enough. He's earned that luck.
Still out there in the middle, batting like a warrior for his team. Anshuman Rath, some lucky runs, nicely bowled. Somehow he manages to put that wood onto the ball. Going past that fine leg field, a lightning quick outfield, helping Rath and Hong Kong China to fetch that boundary. An all-important boundary.
You have to take the pace off. It's the one thing I don't think Nepal have done well in this second half. Rajbanshi might be left with an over to spare. The wickets are getting tired. He has to go to a cutter here of some kind, surely. Instead he goes pace on, gets away with it, not quite into the block hole. Hong Kong, they're doing this comfortably. Can they hold their nerve? 11 to win off 10.
And sometimes how cruel is this format? Undefeated throughout the league games and all of a sudden lost that semi-final, now looking a trouble kind of a situation. Can he be the rescue ranger, Abhinash? Can he get a wicket here?
Turns into a low full toss. That's more difficult to get away sometimes. Does enough. Rana just needs singles. Rath, he'll be looking at these 3 balls and saying 1 boundary, a 4 or a 6, and that will put Hong Kong more than enough in front to guide it home in the final. I still don't know who's bowling the 20th over, if we get there.
The drama continues here at Oman Cricket Academy, playing for the 3rd position. Nepal and Hong Kong China battling out here. Now 10 needed of 9 is Anshuman on strike. Again in the block hole. For the last few overs, we have seen they got that early boundaries that made them not to go for those big shots in that over. Got that boundary on the very first ball, then happy by taking those singles, rotating the strike.
2 massive balls, massive deliveries, these 2. Bahara has to give the man who bowls the 20th a chance. Can't afford more than 1 or 2 from these 2. Wicket would be ideal. Well, a dot to start with. Good bowling. Gets it in the block hole again. Not too sure about the shots. 9 to win off 7. This ball even bigger now.
It's like a gold dust, every dot delivery. Trying to be innovative. Misses the line completely. A good take by the wicketkeeper. Standing up to the stumps, Asif Sheikh. Can he end this over without conceding a boundary? Can Nasrullah find a boundary?
Inside edge. Squirts away for a single. That's not a bad result for Nepal. Nasrullah will have the strike. It's going to be 8 to win off 6. Who's going to bowl it? I can only imagine. It's 132 for 6. So who do you turn to? Do you go Karen KC? Do you go Rajbanshi? Do you go to a wild card, a 7th bowler?
Always a good idea. You have got your answer. He is on screen. Lalit Rajbanshi bowling all important final over. 8 runs to defend. The good news for Nepal, it will be Nasrullah on strike. Waiting for Hong Kong China. The good news, Anshuman Rath still out there in the middle.
Can't imagine this was plan A. I think they've stumbled into this by accident. Rajbanshi's a fine bowler. He's only gone for 13. It's 8 to win off 6. Edged. It's going to be edged away. Can Kami cut it off? No, he can't. Perfect start for Hong Kong. They need less than a run of ball.
The story remains the same for the last few overs. The first ball going for the boundary, making room. Then all important 4 runs. Cut hard. Thick outside edge, no chance. Lucky runs.
Well, you got a feel for Rajbanshi. It was nicely bowled. He's deceived the batter with the edge. Well, it's put Nepal on life support. They need a miracle now. Hong Kong just need one boundary. Any boundary will do for a famous victory. Goes a long way into the sky, goes over the head of Irie. He's quick. Can he cut it off? Of course he can, but they're going to get two more. And they're only two away now. Rath might not hit the winning runs. It might be Rana, but Hong Kong can sense victory.
Out of nowhere, Hong Kong, China, just couple of runs needed in 4 balls. Bulk of the runs came from the blade of Anshuman Rath, but what matters are all important. 6 runs in this over. Nasrullah, can he be the hero here? Waiting for Nepal. 4 balls. Can he get a wicket here? He needs to get a wicket. Nasrullah looking good. Quick 9 of just 7 balls.
Now an extra man comes into the circle to save the single. Powdell says to fine leg to mid-wicket. To backward point, you've got to save one. We have to gamble to try and pull this out of the fire. 2 to win. Goes a long way into the sky. Kushal Bertel comes in. He can't get there. Neither can Kushal Malla. And Hong Kong take victory. Rath roars in celebration. It's consecutive defeats for Nepal, and it's Hong Kong who seal that ACC Emerging Teams Cup spot. And you can't help but say they've deserved it. It's a 4-wicket win. A broad smile from the veteran Isan Khan. Rath the hero, but Rana hits the winning runs. What a contest we've had.